I'm Allendale's chief meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. Temperatures top of mind here today. We had the coldest air across the country settling in over the northern plains last night. Temperatures that I see here this morning as we look at the official 7 a.m. low temperature map had 27 degrees Grand Forks, North Dakota, 28 Jamestown, 25 both in Bismarck and Dickinson, North Dakota. Now, well below freezing numbers seem to be mostly limited to North Dakota, although I will grant you that we did see a 29-degree reading in Pierre, South Dakota, 28 maybe in and around that area as well. Generally speaking, though, everything else was close to the freezing mark, 31, 32, 30 degrees down into parts of South Dakota. Minnesota getting away with better than expected temperatures as well. The only sub-30 readings were way up near the Canadian border, and we had a 30-degree temperature reading and a 31-degree reading in and around the Bemidji area. So, generally speaking, I guess if you want to look at this with a silver lining, it could have been a lot worse in terms of the spread of cold air. Now the focal point becomes the Great Lakes region and parts of the Corn Belt as we go through the night tonight. Places in northern Indiana, especially northeast Indiana, northwest Ohio, southern lower Michigan, could be in line to see temperatures down in the 30s, and actually central Michigan could easily go into the mid-20s or upper 20s at least. So the focal point of the cold air a bit farther east tonight. And as we go forward, then we should see temperatures bounce nicely with south winds coming up the backside of that high. Speaking of the backside of that high, we've seen moisture funnel into a low-pressure area in northeastern parts of New Mexico through the Texas Panhandle. Rains this morning funneling up and down through eastern parts of Colorado, western Kansas. Have been some heavy rains. We actually saw reports of rains near San Angelo, Texas last night, 4.5 inches in about 90 minutes. So we've got heavy rains out in hard red winter wheat country. They're going to be building east as we go through the rest of this afternoon and evening. So we're going to take those heaviest rains, move them out of Colorado and western Kansas, probably farther to the east. I think we'll pick up a better thunderstorm component in here as well. So keeping an eye for maybe some strong to severe weather across wheat country. As we go forward, our overall thought process really hasn't changed here. Computer models continue to point toward a fairly significant Memorial Day system for a large part of the Corn Belt. Before it gets here, that action that's in the hard red winter wheat belt will move across the western Corn Belt before falling apart in the eastern belt. We're talking about this probably through the day tomorrow and into early Thursday. Western Corn Belt areas south of I-80 probably pick up anywhere from a quarter to 1 full inch. Eastern Corn Belt locations, let's just say from eastern Illinois eastward and south of 80, I'm looking at more like a few hundredths of an inch to maybe 3/10 as the system really starts to fall apart. But then that system for the Memorial Day holiday weekend looks strong. I'm still looking at 1/2 to 2 inch rainfall totals, 90% coverage of the Corn Belt. Areas that get missed, likely central Minnesota northward, central Wisconsin northward. That's where I'd say we miss out on the Memorial Day system. We are going to be seeing temperatures bounce back to near normal as that rain comes in. We also have another system for the Corn Belt around the 29th into the 30th. As far as wheat country goes, I don't think we put together any more than about 2 days of dryness in between little blurbs of moisture coming through. As a matter of fact, as I take a look at the latest setup here, and we kind of talked about this morning online just a little bit, we've got a system that comes as we go through the end of this week, Friday through Sunday, 1/2 to 2 inch rains. We got another system as we go through next week. Could give scattered action up to about 1 inch as we move into Thursday. Another system following that. I think that we don't put together a good dry window in the wheat belt areas over the next 2 weeks, but I think we move out of the period of time where we're looking at like 1 to 3 inch rains, the heavy rains. I think we just see lighter action every couple of days and maybe not so much of a flooding risk. It's not going to aid with real good dry down, but maybe we won't add to the problems near as much as we go forward. Other than that, not like we said, not a lot of change here. Temperatures, that story probably is going away here in the days ahead. And moisture is going to be top of mind. Not a big window of opportunity with regard to catching up on soybean planting either, unless folks keep their fingers crossed and maybe we miss this midweek system coming across the country. Chances of that seem low right now. That's the way things are stacking up. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.